Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, February 2/3/2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a reverse aging health call tonight. It's going to involve a lot of things. Now, when any of us want something, could be anything, could be emotional aspect, it could be a physical aspect, it could be anything. And it's difficult because we all have this tendency to attach to something. You know, it's like the example is of a little boy or little girl with a blankie, you know, the blanket that you give them that, and it makes them feel secure and cozy, and so they've got this little blanket, and they grow so attached to it that you try to take it, they're going to raise a real fit. That's kind of like a lot of the times we have attachment to things, to people, to all kinds of things. And it is very difficult to let go of that, to completely give it up, let it go. The attachment part, okay? So in other words, it's like, well, you know, I have this thing here, and I've been attached to it for years, but I just don't use it. But I can't bring myself to get rid of it or give it to somebody else or sell it or whatever. So I hold on to it. And there are certain things that we do, it's kind of like memories, nostalgia. It's like pictures. You know, we collect pictures of family members and happenings and events. And we wouldn't throw those away unless we left the planet, right? We wouldn't care after we left the planet. But the sentimentality, right? We all have that. We keep things, keepsakes, and we don't part with them. That's a form of attachment, but it's not like there's a reason that you keep things for memory, to reminisce, or every time you look at it, or every time you're around it, you reminisce about certain things. I have an old car that's in storage that my dog that I had for 10 years, I would take everywhere in that car. And my mother before she passed. And my sister before she passed. So I hold on to it. That's an attachment. Right? Now, and it needs a lot of work because it's old. But you'd like to, you know, there's things like you'd like to bring it back to its former glory of some time down the road. And a lot of times people will do that and they never get around to it. And it just sits. But there are things like that. We all have them. And they're good, you know, it's good memories. It's a positive thing, and, you know, you hold on to it. But for the majority of the thing, you know, we just don't like letting go of things. Attachment leads to suffering. Right? The Buddha said that, you know, attachment leads to suffering. That whenever we become attached to a desire, a belief, a thought, a feeling, or anything for that matter, we needlessly suffer. The suffering arises because attachment is an energy born out of fear. lack and disconnection to our source. We tighten our grip on certain desires because deep down we believe we need to manifest them in order to feel safe, happy, secure, or loved. Now, this overly tight grip on this life simply means we are not feeling the natural connection in our hearts to the great healing source and spirit within ourselves. So as long as our mind continues to calculate in this vicious attachment dilemma, we can never truly relax and fully access this is ever-expanding, all-loving spiritual source that radiates at our very core. Now, when happiness is determined by any thought, feeling, or external event, have you ever, you become a slave to it. And the great egoic cycle of suffering begins. Expectations and disappointments are great examples of how attachment leads to suffering. Yeah, you expect something, right? We've all been through that more than once. You expect something and it just doesn't happen. So you're let down, upset, whatever your response is, it's a form of suffering. So if the big desire we had totally manifests or doesn't, it then becomes the main leading cause of our happiness and unhappiness. The very instant we become attached to a thought, right, we end up forgetting about love, joy, freedom, and the endless possible things we can be thankful for. In other words, always in deep gratitude. The grip onto any thought narrows and eventually blocks our energy, our creativity and vibration, so we cannot perceive any new ideas or options available. Now, some of us will go, okay, so if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you look at that and how your feelings are with that, your emotions, your heart, mind. How does that, by stating that to yourself, if it happens, and you do that, you say it to other people too. Hey, you know what? Hey, Frank, Alice, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So you're kind of neutral. You're on the edge of the coin, and you're neutral. You're not on either side. And you're saying that, hey, it'll be absolutely fantabulous that it does. If it doesn't, that's okay too. And that's a form of surrendering, letting go. And not with expectations. So you may ask, right, how can we be passionate about our desires in this life and yet approach them in a non-attached, easygoing way? It's just like I just mentioned. It's the middle path. It's the edge of the coin. Three sides of the coin, heads, tails, and the edge. It's the middle path. It's the edge of the coin. If we are too attached or too unattached to our desires, they won't manifest. So it's a very delicate balance. And we must choose to hold the baby bird in our hand and not hold it too tight, or we'll suffocate it. So there's a balance. And not too loose or it'll fly away. So the real secret is finding our natural connection to Source that is always coming from trust and is free from worry and fear. Our desires have this natural tendency to manifest faster than the speed of light when we are walking down the middle of this road. So we're kind of neutral, okay? Yeah, we'd like this to happen, but it's okay if it doesn't, type thing. And we just, we let it go. Where did we learn attachment? We learn things, right? I mean, when we were children, we didn't have attachments till a certain age. But we didn't in the beginning. Where did we learn it from? Society. That's where we learn it from. We are suffering. We are gripping too tightly or too loosely onto our thoughts. And the mind gets hooked into beliefs that say, it says, I don't have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire. That's the ego mind. Or the mind cannot hold long enough onto the idea, feeling that I do have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire. Whatever we believe, that's it. Whatever you believe, any of us believe, is what we will create. And thus, we manifest this amazing, effortless, manifesting adventure or a perpetual daily struggle to survive. It's our choice. But see, where's the discrepancy? If you don't know, you don't have the knowledge or understanding, how are you going to begin? You're not. This is why so many of us are in this circle. We have a life and we leave the body, and then later on we come back into a new body and new life, and we just keep, because we don't have these pieces that we must snap into place so it gives us the full picture. It's like you go, now I'm getting it. It's like that little proverbial light comes on and things start snapping together. Gerald Crow made a good quote. It's not about getting what you want, it's about wanting what you've got. Okay? It's not about getting what you want, it's about wanting what you've got. The middle path. That's the secret to enlightenment for all of us. In other words, it's the pathway to enlightenment because we are enlightened beings within these bodies. We always have been, always will, ever, beyond, and forever. So every one of us, we will eventually find the middle path. And to find it, we must choose to look within ourselves, stepping out of the periphery and towards our total center. And the real work we are here to do is not just on the outer world, yet also the inner. How many of us are doing any work on the inner world? All our outer struggling is a pointer directing us back inside. Now, suffering is a great teacher. We all know that. It motivates us to do certain things that we normally wouldn't do if we were in just a comfortable phase. All of our struggling is a pointer directing us back inside. Pain is like a hot poker. You know what hot poker is? You put a fire and it heats up. It gets real orange glow to it. Directing us to back off and rest inside until we are finding the middle path. When we listen to our bodies, right, we can naturally find a way to loosen or tighten our grip on this life. And then this ultimate freedom simply finds us. It's quite magical how it all unfolds. This universe rewards us when we truly trust in it. Not many of us trust in it. I mean, to really be able to, deep within your core, you say to yourself, I have 100% trust in this universe. I have 100% faith in this universe, and I have 100% confidence in this universe as well as myself. You say that a lot. You know, that's like an embedded mantra or affirmation, however you want to look at it. This universe rewards us when we truly trust in it. Now, if and when you want to see if you're too attached to a thought, just notice what's happening in your body. Whenever the mind becomes overly attached to any idea, a tension in the body forms. We've all had that, right? The anticipation, the building excitement. Those are all thoughts. Now, the tension forms when we think that thought. The more tension we have in our body, the less receptive we become to allowing that desired outcome into our life. The mind tends to be a cling master and ultimate skeptic of life. It just hasn't learned how to trust life, and so we need to retrain it. And this is when you do the affirmations. This is when you do the mantras. And you can formulate one yourself, whatever that you feel applies to you, whatever you feel gives you that understanding. And you can feel it in the heart-mind whenever you speak it to yourself, okay? No matter how many times. It's very powerful. Now, whenever the mind thinks this universal power is not real, permanent, and trustworthy, we definitely need to remind it that it is. When we can stop clinging to thoughts, things, feelings, people, and memories, we will begin to trust this universe will provide all of our needs and then some. But how many actually are that with that understanding? You know, we can stop, at that point, we can stop working so hard. We can retire our illusion and take a rest from our daily worrying and fears. We can use our precious time appreciating and basking in the divine source that is already here now. Quote from Joshua J. Marine. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Now, all these exercises and these avenues that we apply with ourselves, okay? Such as a great exercise that can actually be a lot of fun to do it. And we'll give you instant clarity on how to find your middle path. Here it is. Write down every belief that you think is causing you suffering. Then take a closer look at what you are deeply attached to having, being, or doing. Find out what are the things, beliefs, judgments, opinions that your mind is currently attached to. It may take a few weeks to completely unravel yourself. Yet keep looking and continuously searching for what is the root cause of your suffering. Discover exactly what are you desiring that you think will give you complete freedom, love, abundance, or satisfaction. Research yourself deeply and explore the truth of who and what you are. Find out what societal belief habits you've been programmed with. Make a list. Check it twice. Find out exactly where and when you've been naughty or nice. And upon deeper investigation into yourself, you will discover that the mind only becomes attached to certain thoughts that it feels are lacking from inside. Meaning, deep down inside, the person who has 3 master's degrees, 2 PhDs, is some attachment to the belief that they are stupid and unintelligent. If a person is a workaholic, always seeking to attain more money, it means deep down they feel a great fear of being poor. That being that feels they have to protect themselves from poverty by building up huge resources in their bank accounts. The more money a pension or a person needs to accumulate, the deeper the wounding is around feeling worthy, abundant, and secure inside. And when we look deep, long, honest enough inside ourselves, we see that this pendulum swing is always the case. Now, you might say to somebody like, oh, is there really adamant about it? No, oh no, that's not me, not at all. Now, after you've got your list of thoughts that cause you suffering, you still don't know how to transcend them, then it's time to take a more spiritual route. Imagine what it feels like to be connected, resting, and in perfect union with the divine infinite source inside. Behind every negative belief is a positive one. And lurking beneath both of these beliefs is the secret of being free. When we find the middle path to this life, we start appreciating everything again. When we can trust and naturally relax, we will start basking in the magical divine source that is already here now. Remember, you are always connected to a source of infinite power and energy. There is an eternal love source inside of you. And this is the only place you can find true, everlasting security. Come to know and trust deep down that you have the God-given power to manifest the life of your dreams. It is vital to understand that the mind has been greatly misguided. I believe that people are getting that more and more. It has been fed beliefs that simply are smaller truths. The greatest truth of all is the one that will liberate us on every level. It's the one that doesn't need to believe anything. It knows the feeling of real sustainable success cannot come from striving, reaching, and trying to attain a bigger and better outcome. Remember, most people in the Western world are wrapped up in this striving belief system. So watch out for this societal hypnotism. It's a mass manipulative belief, dis-ease going around. The desiring dis-ease is very prevalent out there. And believing what other normal people believe is the main reason why your mind continues to fall again and again and again back into the experience of suffering. We're all, sooner or later, we're going to liberate our mind from our list of attachments. You go to bed tonight. Try this, do this, do this. Do it before you go to bed tonight. And again, when you wake up in the morning, imagine in your right hand is a deflated orange balloon, which is attached to a string. Put the string in your left hand and start blowing all your attachments, problems, and issues and worries into the huge balloon. You have a magical breath that can breathe the thing or thought you are attached to right out of your body. The more attachments you put in, the bigger the balloon becomes. When you have emptied yourself completely, the balloon automatically closes its valve and you let go of the string. It begins to float straight up into the sky. Watch it move far away from your life. Notice if there are areas in your body where you feel a release from the attachment. In these places, imagine breathing in a warm, golden, healing light. Feel the sense of relief and lightness in your body now that you are free from all attachments, worries, and concern right now. Take several minutes after you have done this exercise to allow this lighter feeling to reach every cell of your body. Relax into your body and into the spiritual being you truly are. Know that you are infinite, eternal, and will never die. Be aware of this feeling, this freeing, eternal feeling throughout your day, and you'll soon begin to experience a tremendous shift in your ability to effortlessly manifest the life you desire. And a lot of people, oh, it's too late for me. I'm too old. I only have a few years left. That's just the ego mind again. Never too late. Been proven over and over again throughout the past. Now, when you focus on something, and it could be subconscious, unconscious at the time, but it's like you focus on something. So let's say it's something that you want, desire. But you know, you've learned that you will not do it through the ego mind because it will fade away. Won't happen. And you've learned that. So you say, okay, well, I'm not going to do this through my ego mind. Now, I'm not going to go to the head. I'm going to go to the heart mind. And so you go to the heart mind, and you focus on your breath, and you're in the now. So when you're in the now, you state exactly in detail what it is you truly want or desire. Don't leave anything out either. And you give this to the universe. Now there's two avenues here. In the event that you are where and you practice being in the now, then it's smooth sailing. Most of us will come from the ego mind thinking it's the heart mind, and nothing happens, really. Nothing happens. 99.9% of the time. That's the difference there. One is ego mind controlled. And to know that is super powerful. To know that. Okay? And the other one is heart mind. The ego mind is pain, suffering, and disappointment, attachment, and expectation. The heart mind is knowing. That's it. And how does that happen? Because you have developed 100% trust, faith, and confidence in yourself at all times and the universe. Sure, it might dip every so often, depending. But your awareness will say, okay, I know where I'm going. I don't care to go there. Let's come back in to the now. You ever notice that when you expect something to happen, it takes a month of Sundays and beyond for it to actually happen, right? And during that time, you get frustrated, irritable, anxiety, anxiousness, hurried. But you know the difference. Okay? You know the difference. That's huge. You know if you step here, you're going to step in that puddle. You have no idea how deep it is. That's the ego mind. The other side, there's no puddle. See, mastering the mind is the golden key to magnetizing anything we want to have, do, or experience in this lifetime. That's it. This is why mantras are so powerful. Perhaps the most effective ways to train the mind is through using a manifesting mantra. This is a very sacred word or positive, empowering statement that when repeated within yourself gives you an elated, expansive feeling. The mantra affirms that which you want to experience in this world, as if it's happening to you now in the present moment. You're literally confirming the reality you want, stating it to be a fact, and feeling as if it is so. The power behind this practice is enormous and will clarify the vision of what you want to create. It acts like a tether holding you tight to the ideal experience you're aiming towards. Its message is strengthening your energy every time you repeat it. enhancing the positive emotions and mental state around your desired outcome. As you repeat the mantra, the mind will naturally dive deeper inside, exploring the positive, joyous feelings that arise within that thought. The insights it brings you, and the energy and consciousness it expands within you, come with you into your daily life and attract that which you want to manifest in your life. Now, feeling financially free is an experience we can all identify with and feel challenged by. To discover the right manifesting mantra that is catered to your specific body and mind, you'll want to find out exactly where you are specifically struggling with whatever it is, if it's money or anything else in your life. Where do you feel financially inadequate, impoverished, or not at peace with money? Make a list of all the complaints, negative beliefs, challenging feelings you have about money. You already have a relationship with money. Just get clear on what it is. This powerful exercise will help to see where are you really wanting things to change in your relationship with money. Then you take the top 3 to 5 most negative, energetically charged statements from your list that you wrote down and make positive opposite statements out of each of them. For example, if you wrote down, I never have enough money at the end of the month. Okay? That's a pretty generic statement. A lot of people make it. This would turn into, I always have plenty of money at the end of the month. Whatever your negative message is, there is going to be a positive polarity to it. Find out what this is. Write it down on a beautiful sheet of paper, or someplace you'll see it daily. And then you repeat these 3 to 5 positive messages all day long with feeling and deep reverence. You'll find that in the first day, you probably won't feel the positive manifesting mantra is true, and seem like you're faking it, trying to believe something you really don't. This is the first workout in expanding and heightening our energy. We tend to remain stuck in old energies and attitudes until we take massive, intense action in another direction. Our mind has been programmed for perhaps a very long time with these negative statements. So we will need to really dig inside to move these old mountains. It's going to take everything any of us have got inside us to shift our entire belief system to the positive side of things. Yet the rewards will be worth it. So there's different techniques, such as reprogramming the brain. You reprogram it by going to before you go to bed, listening to your manifesting mantras, your whatever that is, money mantra, relationship mantra, whatever it may be. A relaxed mind is a receptive mind, and the affirmations will seep in far deeper than during the day. Consistency is also a huge factor. Some people will do this, and then 6, 7 months maybe come back to it. Then they'll drop it, and then that's really half-assed. It doesn't get them anywhere. The more frequently we flood our subconscious mind with these positive thoughts of abundance, the more often the brain is washed clean of the negative beliefs, and the easier it becomes to clearly see the huge financial opportunity that may be right in front of our eyes. We are often blind to our own wealth on our inner world and outer. Repeating manifesting money mantras open the gateway for feeling thankful for what we do have, as well as make room for more to enter. The key is to being open to receiving, allowing it to happen, manifesting its reality simply at the core. It's only the mind that makes things complicated. The richest person in the world may not be the one with billions, the bank, terrified of losing it all day, every day. The most abundant person is the one who rarely thinks about how much money he or she has and never feels like there's not enough. They are constantly grateful all day long for what they have. That's it right there. That's it. The richest person in the world may not be the one with billions in the bank, terrified of losing it every day. The most abundant person is the one who rarely thinks about how much money he or she has and never, ever, ever, ever feel like there's not enough. They are constantly grateful all day long for what they have. This is being in a state of deep eternal gratitude 24/7. You don't think, say, what happens? You test yourself anytime. What happens when you're going to get something, right? What are you doing? You're thinking about the money, the expenditure, how much, I don't know. And immediately sending a signal to the universe. If you focus on the money and worry that it's going to deplete, guess what? It's going to deplete. Now, if you do what you want, come here, go there, get this, get that, and you're never thinking about the money will never go down. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. Other things will be invited in, out of the clear blue, from your unconscious mind. And isn't it interesting? Financial freedom is all a state of mind. It always has been. And it's our relationship with this universe, what it is. And this is what happens. It improves and increases for us. When we improve our communication with the universe. It's really about connection. And when we connect with this universe in an abundant way, we receive abundance in return. And yes, the universe is doing it's doing everything it can to gift you everything you could possibly ever want, wish, or desire. It's your job to open up and receive it, believe it or not. The universe wants us to have it all. And once we let go of resisting the abundance, the money gates will open. And more abundance will start flooding in. See, what are you doing? You're reprogramming the ego mind. You're reprogramming it. And what are the vehicles? What's the tools you're using? Your mantras. Feeling how the words feel in your body. Our manifesting power comes from our feelings. That's where it comes from. And the more juicy our feelings are, the richer we will become in every possible way. If and when you read it without feeling it, it won't work. It's not going to work. You read it without feeling, it won't work. You want to gather all the sensations you can muster of joy, excitement, motivation, or faith, and this abundance is on its way now. As you repeat the message throughout the day, and I'll read it here in a minute, you'll naturally dive deeper into that feeling and squeeze all the juice out of it. Do you see the difference? If it goes through the head, the ego mind, then you'll think it's silly and it's stupid and it doesn't work. If you go through the heart mind with intent and commitment, it's going to work. It goes like this. I am a powerful, abundant being with plenty of money. I have plenty of money and feel financially secure and at ease. I joyfully receive plenty of money for the services I provide. I always have enough money to do anything I desire. I always have enough money to do anything I desire. I am always guided towards decisions that make my life richer. The money I spend returns to me in 10 times the amount. That's crucial. I am becoming more and more financially free every day in every way. I have a great relationship with money. Money is my friend. I am so grateful for the money that I do have. Everybody is supporting me in creating financial abundance. Abundance is my natural state of being. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose. Take an easy, slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Relax and breathe deeper. Rest in the divine perfection of imperfection. Let go of this efforting to change the way things are. There is a purpose and a place for everything. And yes, even though your mind strongly believes something is not perfect as it is today, give yourself permission to relax into the imperfection. Just let go and trust deeply in this universe. There are no mistakes. All these appearances of imperfection are absolutely perfect. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here tonight, Friday, February 23, 2024, at around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. And Saturday, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, 24th of February, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening within you or outside of you.